Shalom, shalom, hallelujah. We are going to be answering the question, are crosses and Jesus' pieces a sin? We're going to do this by first reviewing the scriptures. We'll go into a little detail and then we'll end with our conclusion. If you haven't checked out the video answering the question, what is sin? I suggest that you click the link in the description and watch that first and then come back to this video. If you're looking on the screen, you'll see a few items that are associated with different religions. We have up here like a crucifix and a cross and a fish and the statue of what's supposed to be Mary and Jesus. And I just want to make this disclaimer, right? There are absolutely no religions that are free from these graven images. None of them. So we're going to hop right in and we're going to start in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, 3, verses 3 through 5. And so it reads, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a passionate God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. The word passionate is a better translation instead of jealous here. And so what we want to remember is that the book of Exodus is when the children of Israel are coming out of Egypt. They're in the wilderness and they make this covenant with the Most High, meaning that they make this conscious decision or agreement with the Most High to keep his commandments, right? And so what I always laugh at is that no sooner than Moshe leaves them, they decide to make this golden calf, right? Everybody knows about the golden calf incident. And what I find even more ironic is that when you talk to Christians about their celebrating Christmas, their this pagan tradition, they always say, well, I'm not celebrating Christmas with paganism in mind. I'm celebrating Christmas to remember Jesus, right? And what I find interesting is when you read over Exodus chapter 32, you will find that the Israelites actually made the golden calf with the Most High in mind. So we're going to look at verse 4 right here. It says, and he received them at their hand. Now, this is Aaron. Aaron is taking all of the jewelry from the people, and he makes this molten calf. And they said, These be Elohim of Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And so, verse 5, Aaron says, Tomorrow we're going to make a feast to Elohim, right? In verse 6, they woke up early the next morning and they had burnt offerings and a peace offering. So, the people who celebrate Christmas today, who say they're doing it to keep Jesus in mind, you're literally doing the same thing as our forefathers did back in the wilderness when they made the golden calf. Think about that. And we know that 3,000 people died. And the Most High sent a plague. Hallelujah. He that has an ear, let him hear. Now, I added these pictures in because I see these often. I see the black Jesus, what's supposed to be the black Jesus, and I see the white Jesus, right? And all of them are in error because they all are graven images. And the scriptures tell us that we shouldn't make any pictures of anything that is in heaven, which we know Mashiach or Messiah is in heaven, or anything that is in a water, or anything that is in beneath it, meaning Sheol, meaning the underworld. So the statue or the figurine of Mary and all the saints and the martyrs, like all of those are out of order. That is a sin. We shouldn't have them. We shouldn't be praying to any of these things, right? Moving on to the book of Leviticus, this is going to be chapter 26, verse 1, and it reads, Ye shall make you no idols nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am Elohim, the Lord your God, right? And we can see here our Muslim brothers and sisters bowing down to this stone, which is historically known to be a house that was used for people to put their idols in, right? Sister Reese is not making this up. You can look this up. Moving on. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 16 through 19. It says, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image in the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the water beneath the earth. And lest thou lift up thy eyes unto the heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, should be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So we see here that we shouldn't corrupt ourselves to make any images, not only of what's in the grave, but also of the sun and the moon and the stars. The Most High is really trying to make it so we don't fall into idol worship. And He knows our hearts. But yet we see in Judaism this Star of David, which is never mentioned in the scriptures. We see these Jesus pieces for the Christians. We see the star in the moon for Islam, right? And so here, these were just a few additional verses just to hammer the nail on the head even more. In Isaiah 42:8, we see why the Most High doesn't want the graven image. He says, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to a graven image. So he's letting you know, I'm not even willing to give my praise to anything. We see Psalm 97:7, confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him, all ye gods. Now this, it really should say, let them be put to shame that serve graven images, but we'll let the old KJV slide today. The book of Psalms, this is going to be chapter 15, verses 4 through 8. And mind you, this actually, what I'm about to read, this is a quote from the book of Jasher. And we're going to briefly talk about Jasher. And for all the people who are like, that's not canon and we're not going to use that book, stop. The book of Jasher is referenced in Joshua chapter 10, verses 13. And the book of Jasher is referenced in 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. And so I can reference the book of Jasher if I need to. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them. So if you make them, you like them. So is everyone that trusted in them. And so this is quoted from Jasher. In Jasher, there's a story, I believe it's in chapter 11, where it explains our forefather Abraham and how he crushed the idols of his father Terah. And he in that chapter, he says these things, these idols, they don't have mouths, they don't speak, so why are you worshiping them, right? And it's actually, I really think that everybody should read Jasher, and look at it and see what's in there. There's some cool stuff in there, but Abraham came out of this place that was doing a lot of idol worship. And he stood up and was like, no, this is not what we should be doing. And so this idea of idolatry is not new to the children of Israel. This is something that our forefathers knew way before it was written, right? And so I know there are going to be people that are like, okay, Reese, we can't have our Jesus pieces. We can't have our stars of David. We can't have our crucifixes. We can't have our statues of Mary. What can we have? And I would say we can start with what's commanded for us to wear, right? And that's going to be our tzitzits in the four corners of our garment that the Most High commanded us to wear forever so that we remember the commandments. And that's going to be our fringes that we're supposed to wear on the bottoms of our garments. to also remind us of the commandments, that we were commanded to wear those forever. But if you want to get something made, if you have to get a necklace or something, you can get a menorah or the lampstand, because the Most High actually commands the lampstand to be made to represent his power, right? And so, just to review what we went over, we are not supposed to have any graven images. That is going to include anything that is in heaven, anything that is in Sheol, aka the underworld, aka hell. And we're not supposed to have any images of anything that is in the waters, right? We know that the Most High commands this because he doesn't want us to fall into idolatry, one. And then two, he says that he will not give his praise to another, rightfully so. The Most High is amazing, and nothing else deserves his worship or his praise. He is one. Shema Israel, Yahuwah is Akkad. He's one. And he deserves all the honor, and he deserves all the praise. And then, lastly, we see that if you want to have something, if your heart must go get something, then you can go get a menorah, right? And some zits and fringes while you're at it. I hope this word has blessed you all. May the Most High bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. May he lift his countenance unto you and give you shalom. Hallelujah.